A hungry dog wandered through the village streets, his eyes filled with hope, his belly empty. He was searching for food. Then, near the butcher's shop, he spotted a big, juicy bone. His eyes sparkled. It was his treasure. He grabbed the bone in his mouth and ran toward the forest, afraid someone might snatch it away. At the edge of the forest was a wooden bridge. Beneath it flowed a calm river. The dog stepped onto the bridge with his bone. As he looked down, he saw another dog in the water, and it had a bone too, bigger than his. The dog's mind filled with greed. If I can grab his bone too, I'll have two. He barked to scare the other dog, and at that very moment, his bone slipped from his mouth and fell into the river. The bone sank slowly into the water. Now he had nothing, neither the real nor the illusion. He walked back, empty-mouthed and heavy-hearted. The sun was setting, and the lesson was sinking in. Sitting under a tree, he closed his eyes. I should have kept my bones safe. One must learn to be content with what they have. Night had fallen. The wind whispered through the trees. The dog sat alone on a rock, lost in thought. Have I always been this way? Greedy, losing, regretting? Scenes from the past floated before his eyes. The toy he wanted too much, the food he tried to snatch, and each time he was left with nothing. An old owl flew silently and landed near him. It glowed slightly in the moonlight, like a light of wisdom. The owl spoke. Do you wish to understand the real meaning of contentment? The dog nodded. For the first time he was ready to listen. The owl told a tale. One dog had a full bowl, yet was unhappy. Another dog had nothing, but smiled, for he had contentment. The dog's eyes widened. For the first time he realized the emptiness wasn't outside, it was inside him. Morning arrived, with new light, new beginnings. The dog was no longer the same. Something had changed inside. A squirrel came near and offered him a nut without asking. The dog was surprised. For the first time, someone gave without a reason. He smiled softly. The nut wasn't as big as the bone, but his heart felt full. He was no longer alone. He had understanding, friendship, and a new path. He decided he would teach others, too. Contentment is true happiness. The dog had become a guide. Animals of the jungle gathered to listen. Today, I'll tell you a story, my own story. I too was greedy. I too lost. But I learned what we already have is often the greatest gift. That night, the jungle held a story circle. There was no king, no small creature, only learners. A young deer asked, "What if greed comes again?" The dog smiled. "First, ask yourself, do you really need it?" But peace is always tested. A hunter had returned to the jungle, this time with new traps. The dog sensed danger. This time, we're not just animals, we're a family. The jungle council met. The owl made the plan, the mouse went to scout, and the dog became the leader. Now the hunter stood alone, and the jungle stood united. The hunter was caught in his own trap, and for the first time, the jungle slept without fear. The dog had no bone, no treasure, but his heart was full. Contentment was his true victory. He was no longer just a story. He was a lesson. Be happy with what you have. Greed takes it all away. A new classroom had formed in the jungle, and the teacher was the very dog who had journeyed from greed to contentment. The first lesson was gratitude. Each day, each thing, each friend is a gift. Next came the practice of kindness. Give before they ask, for real kindness doesn't wait. To see the truth, you don't need a mirror. You need courage, the dog said, and that courage lies within you all. The jungle celebrated the festival of contentment, where there were no rich or poor, only joy. What you seek may already be with you, the message echoed through the forest winds. What if I made a mistake? The dog bent down and replied, Then learn, forgive, and walk again. That night the bone returned in a dream, not as a thing, but as a message. You have changed now. We will learn, we will grow, and we will live with contentment. This oath echoed through every corner of the jungle. He walked now, slowly, but with peace in every step. He knew one who transforms himself transforms the whole world. Years passed, seasons changed, and generations came and went. But the dog's lesson still felt fresh, as if it happened yesterday. The jungle carved his words onto stone. True happiness lies in what you already have. A young puppy found something at the tree's root, an old bone, the one that was once lost. But he didn't keep it. He placed the bone on the stone monument as a tribute. Then that familiar voice echoed in the breeze. True joy is when you share. Now the puppy had become a teacher, and he said, I didn't get the bone. I got something greater, peace. The owl's grandchild returned too. The same tree, the same branch, and the same wisdom. Time turned a page, and the old story became a new inspiration. Every branch, every path in the jungle now whispered, What you have is the greatest treasure. And in the end, he wasn't just a dog. He had become an idea. Contentment, the most precious bone. If you enjoyed this inspiring story, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll meet again in the next tale. Thank you.